She is very special to me. When my parents got me the Canon SL1, it made me feel special. Why? Let me tell you about it. So it is December and my birthday is right around the corner, and I'm expecting the typical, oh, your birthday is right next to Christmas, so my presents are just gonna get combined again. Oh, Christmas and birthday in one. My dad has me go into the living room and ask me, hey, do you really want a camera? And I'm shocked. I ask him, are you serious? So my dad goes on this long talk about how cameras are a lot of money, of course, and how I need to make it worth it, and this is a big investment. The reason this was such a big turning point for me is because that means that he believed in me, that my parents believed in me. Because if he didn't, he wouldn't even be considering a camera. I come from a Hispanic household. Art is not a typical thing that we do as a career. And this is not a normal purchase that my parents would just make. So I knew this was a huge deal. Every time I get a new piece of equipment, I see it as a timepiece, especially when most of your fun money goes back into your hobby / business. Every penny you spend means a lot. And the Canon SL1 was the instrument that I wanted to make it all happen. The Canon SL1 is Canon's smallest DSLR to date, but don't let that small form factor affect how good it really was. In fact, it had nearly the same specs as its younger sibling, the Canon Rebel T5. It was an entry-level camera, but it could fit in your pocket, cargo pants preferably, but that meant I could literally take it anywhere. Let me take you back to September of 2019, Smither Park. The theme I was going for with this photo shoot was moody. I went with my friend Tegan and her friend Emma. I took some shots, and the thing about these photos that you don't quite get anymore, which makes me miss taking photos with the camera, was the textures. The constant camera shake from my shaky hands and the grainy noise in these photos give them the element of almost, I would call it, new age vintage. I'm gonna get hate for that. I don't care. It's ironic, when you hear the term vintage, you usually think of an old film camera, but I have yet to this day shoot and develop film. The only thing I've come close to is this recent photo shoot I have on my Instagram, Eddy Herrera CC. Drop a follow, please. But going back, it was about 6 p.m. The sun started to descend. From here, I used the sun to my absolute advantage and I just kept taking photos. A crack in the bus's roof and the windows revealed that it was golden hour. I had Tegan take a seat where the sun was shining on just half of her face, and I took a few shots. I had never in my entire life received so many compliments on my photography until then. Through my countless amount of photo shoots, I had finally done it. From portraits to nature to sports photography, I made this camera worth it. Thank you to everybody who has stepped in front of my camera and believed in me. And thank you to mom and dad for always supporting me and having my back. A month later, I got my Canon EOS R, and it has been my best friend since. My rule of thumb when it comes to upgrading equipment is use the last thing you had to its maximum potential. And I used that rule because I realized, wow, I used this the best that I could. And then I got the EOS R and I was like, wow, I got some learning to do. So I realized, yes, it was time to upgrade, and it has absolutely benefited me since. And since we are on the topic of old equipment today, I'm gonna go ahead and talk to you about today's it's not a sponsor. I'm not sponsored yet, but I'm gonna tell y'all about MPB. I know a lot of people nowadays don't want to buy cameras because they are expensive, and in today's economy, well, MPB is basically a website where you can buy and sell old camera gear. I used MPB to get me the 17 to 40 millimeter f4L, still a great lens, and I got it at a quarter of the price, which I would have bought it for brand new. MPB actually goes in and appraises them and will actually give you a really fair price. The website tells you what's wrong with it. They send accurate photos that they actually take in their own lab. I'm gonna put their link in the description if you ever need to buy used camera gear. I started because I used to be somebody who's like, oh, I can only buy new stuff. But camera gear, I see it as pretty much buying like a used car. It's still good. When I shop at MPB, I know exactly what I'm getting. Nothing is broken. And if anything is broken, MPB is gonna let me know. And if there is defects, well, MPB is gonna give me the money back. So, works out great. But the Canon SL1, 10 years later, still a great camera. I'm gonna keep taking photos with this because sometimes I like the way these turn out more than the EOS M50. And I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all. It's been like a year or two since I've used a DSLR. So I took the picture and I was like, wait a second, that's not what it's gonna look like. I adjusted the settings like a regular person would with a DSLR, took the photo, it looked good. And I realized I still got it. Huh? Nah, but in all seriousness, thank y'all so much. This journey, I mean, it's only been 7 years since I've had it, not 10. So, is it still good? Yes. If y'all enjoyed the video, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe. It would really help out the channel. We are almost at 1,200 subscribers. We might be by the time this video comes up. And check out the Instagram. All my social media links will be in the description. Thank y'all so much again. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Bye-bye.